Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 2 of this 3-part series. Last video, we ground the bevels on all of the knives, and then we went through the hardening process. So we quenched the blades and we tempered them. In this video, I'll be taking 10 knives and we are gonna do the final grinding on all of these blades. So we will grind the whole blade flat with a magnet because I don't have a surface grinding attachment. I hope to get one of those in the future, but currently I don't have the money to get one of those. So yeah, we'll be using a magnet to get these blades flat, and then I will thin down the edge and do the final grinding on all these blades. I'll be working on 10 knives at a time because there will be 5 different color combinations. So I will do 10 knives from each section basically. So I'll be just picking 10 knives and working on one color, and then I'll do the rest off camera because you probably don't want to see the same process 5 times. So yeah, we're gonna go to the belt sander and get these puppies flat. Okay, all the knives have been ground up to a 180 grit belt. Now it's time to work on the handles. I'm gonna be using this OD Green G10. And if you've seen the color combinations, if you haven't, go to my Instagram. I'll have a link in the description where you can see that. But one of the color combinations is a wolf gray parkerized finished blade with a green G10 handle. So that's obviously the color that I'm gonna be doing now. So basically, we're just gonna drill some holes here and get these puppies fit up. Okay, so I have the holes drilled. I also have the handled shape drawn on this G10. Before I do the rough grinding of the actual shape, I need to inlay these holes because I'm going to be using these small Gulso bolts to be able to screw the handle scales to the knife. So I'm gonna use I think it's called a counter bore, but basically I'm just gonna enlarge these holes just a little bit so that these Gulso bolts can fit into the handle, because I obviously don't want the bolts to be sticking out of the handle. I want them to be in and hidden basically. Okay, so all of these handles have been drilled or reamed out. So next, we're not gonna fully cut out the whole profile. We're actually just gonna shape the front of the handle, because when the handle is on the knife, we won't be able to shape the front. Now, it is screwed on, so we could, but it's just gonna be much easier to shape all of the fronts of the handles first, and then we can screw the handles on to the blade, and then we can shape and sand basically the rest of the handle. Okay, so I just finished grinding the handle material, or the G10, down to the spine of the knife here. Next is we are going to actually round over the edges so it's not just a block and super uncomfortable handle. We're actually going to make the handle comfortable, make it feel very nice in the hand, and we're going to thin down the material a little bit too. Just because if you're carrying this for EDC, you don't want a super thick handle. So we're gonna go to the belt sander and round over these edges. Okay, so I've already ground the handles with a 36 grit belt, and I'm gonna take the grit of the handle up. So I have a brand new 240 grit belt right here, and I tried this the other day. I've seen someone that rips a brand new belt in half. Belts are kind of expensive, so it's very painful to rip a belt in half, but I tried it and it works tremendously well. So I'm gonna try that on these handles and see if we can get these feeling really nice and perfect. Okay, so I'm done grinding these handles. This is how they look. You can still see some belt marks in the handle, like right here, and then back here. So how I'm gonna sand these is I'm gonna take some 180 grit sandpaper. I'm gonna take a sponge, and then I'm gonna wrap the sandpaper around the sponge. That way there's a little bit of give to the sandpaper. I'm just gonna sand it just like this. And I've actually already sanded this handle, and it looks a lot better. So you can see the difference between, this is the sanded one and this is the one that has just been ground. And you can see the difference between those. So yeah, I just have to sand 9 more handles. Just finished hand sanding all 10 of these handles. that's going to be it for today's video. Stay tuned for next week's video where we will be finishing the knives and then making the Kydex sheaths for all of these. Thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.